Hi, my name is Nikki Tibbetts, and you are viewing my final presentation for EDU 6203. My presentation is on Title IX in athletics and higher education. The purpose of my paper for the course of this presentation and of my research is to look deeply into the effects Title IX has on college athletics and higher education. Since its adoption in 1972, athletic programs have drastically changed for women, increasing the number of women athletes to nearly 200,000 participants in 2010 to 2011. Female athletes have fought for the right to have equal treatment and offerings, and because women are fighting for their rights, sports such as volleyball and gymnastics are reinstated, as in the court case Cohen v. Brown University. Title IX gains great attention because of the impact it has on female athletics, but Title IX also creates equal opportunity and advancements for male athletes and their sports as well. So what is Title IX? Title IX of the Education Amendment Act of 1972 is a federal law that states no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. To be clear, any education program can be at the secondary or post-secondary level. I chose to do my research on a specific education program such as athletics and how it affects higher education, more specifically how it affects women athletes in higher education. How is it used in higher education? Title IX is used to make sure sports are created and used equally in the following context. Some examples would be whether the selection of sports and levels of competition effectively accommodate the interests and abilities of members of both sexes, the provision of equipment and supplies, scheduling of games and practice times, travel and per diem allowance, opportunity to receive coaching and academic tutoring, assignment and compensation of coaches and tutors, provision of locker rooms, practice and competitive facilities, provision of medical and training facilities and services, provision of housing and dining facilities and services, and publicity. So making sure that all aspects of female sports and of male sports are created equally in these 10 factors. Here's just a scale of how in 1970, 2 years before the passage of Title IX, NCAA schools averaged 2.5 varsity women's sports. In 2012, the NCAA Division I, II, and III schools averaged 8.73 sports, the highest number ever. So just showing after Title IX was implemented how women's sports were affected positively because of Title IX. Cohen v. Brown University is a popular court case in which Amy Cohen, a female student athlete at Brown, sued the university due to discrimination and violation of Title IX rules and regulations. The documentation from the case states women's teams and the opportunity for women at Brown was much less than that offered to male student athletes. Women retained 36.6% of the opportunities, where men averaged the 63.4%, which is not even close to equal. And the court ruled in favor of Cohen, and the two teams, which was the gymnastics and the volleyball team, were both reinstated due to not following the three-prong test. Another popular case is at Fresno State. The coach, Stacy Johnson-Klein, who was fired in 2005 near the end of her third season, argued that she lost her job because she advocated for women's rights. The university said that she didn't treat her female players appropriately, but it did come back in favor of Stacy Johnson-Klein, who ended up receiving a very large sum of money. At first, it was $19 million and was later reduced to a lower settlement. She was the third female to come forward and sue the university and win based on sex discrimination. And the reason she won her court case and the large settlement was because of Title IX rules and regulations in higher education. How Title IX impacts higher ed. Title IX impacts higher education by providing equal rights for men and women in any educational program, specifically within this presentation to athletics. Athletics are a huge part of a college and university and generate a large amount of money. They bring about interest depending on a team's ability and give a sense of community. If programs were cut or not created equal, the university would suffer. And it also creates leadership abilities and opportunities within its athletes that might not necessarily become available to those who are not collegiate athletes. And here are my resources. Thank you.